The thing is solid together. We could dance a jig on this thing. It is, yeah. All right, I'm not a good dancer. My name is the West Man. This is my one stall garage.
First of all, I'm new to the whole.
That's really good. That's really good. Now, tell us, what do you like to do to keep up with your fans?
Well, I like to make sure that I.
All right. And the next question is, how many times a day do you spend, with different TikTok videos?
First of all,
And oh, great. And how many videos is that now that you've put up?
3.
Oh, today we are getting back to it. We're going to call this one Ratgasm Part 8. What we're going to do today is I need a little victory. Spent all this time working on the chassis, getting it together. And today I want to give not only myself, but I want to give you guys a visual on what this thing is going to possibly look like when it's done. We're going to get that motor and transmission in here today. We're going to end up taking it back out. But for today, we're going to put that in there. Probably lay something across there to hold the back of that transmission up. Maybe a ratchet strap, maybe something. And then we're going to set the body down on here. Yeah, I want to see what it looks like. I want you guys to see what it's going to look like. I'm going to do that. Let's jack this thing up. I think I'm in a bind. I'm in a bind. Transmission's probably a little high. It might be just me, but that whole thing seems like it's gonna be an up in the air girl. It's always kind of a pain.
Hi, buddies. Here, perfect for you under the car. Look how small that is. It's a 5-inch one.
Nice.
You can angle it up.
As this motor was sitting on the floor, I had these motor mounts on it. Whether this is going to have an S10 body sitting on it or not, that front half of the chassis is still an S10. I couldn't get it to drop down on there because those are V8 motor mounts. This is a 2.8 liter V6 chassis cradle. So I had to grab those S10 motor mounts off the shelf back there and swap those out real quick. Well, that certainly has got that right off the oil pan, that's for sure. All right, let's lower this. Okay, I put a ratchet strap around there just to hold that from rolling off. I'm just going to cut that off. Just working on a visual for today. Going to get an idea of what we've been working towards and maybe a little bit about what it's going to look like. There it is, sitting here with the motor and transmission in the chassis. There it is, that's it. Push it over that way, and I'm gonna slide it up underneath that body. Yeah, man, there's no time like the present either. That thing is really starting to tilt. Them things need repaired. Anyway, I'm gonna slide this out, back underneath there. I'm gonna lower the body on it, and I'll bring you back, because it's probably gonna look like a couple of monkeys doing bad things with a football. We don't wanna see that. So, I'll bring you guys back in just a few. Yeah. Ooh. Okay, so the body is sitting down on it. It's actually, you can see, it's back inside my one stall garage. But my battery is completely almost dead. I've got a couple of things that I want to do before I show you guys a look at the whole thing. If you remember them shocks mounts that set up, the body is sitting on that, so the body is not sitting down onto the chassis in the back, so it looks like it's bending in the middle. The engine sticks out a lot further than I had hoped, kind of like we talked about before, getting the lengthened wheelbase. We're gonna have to figure something out there. I'm gonna bring you guys back. I'm gonna get a little juice going in the battery, and I think I'm gonna cut a hole in the floor so I can get this to sit down. All right, guys, it is the next day. Yesterday, I was out here sweating. Tonight, fuck a duck. And burn the goddamn garage down. Yeah. All right, Anyway, guys, it is the next night, Saturday night. Yesterday, when I was out here working, I was in a sleeveless t-shirt, sweating, and tonight, it is cold out. Now, it's only about 45 degrees, but after it being 75 yesterday, it's pretty darn chilly. Radgasm Part 8, the visual, what we're calling this one. Yesterday, when my camera had died and stuff, I went ahead, there's just no way for me to record getting the body down off of the sawhorses and getting it in there and all that stuff. The body is already on it, and I've got the grill clamped on there, and it's looking pretty slick. Now, in a few videos past, while we were, stretching out the wheelbase on that thing, we talked about how the motor is probably going to sit too far forward, and it does. So we'll talk about that in a minute, but I wanted you guys to get a look at it, to see what it's looking like. I'm excited about it. I'm not gonna lie, yesterday I was thoroughly disgusted at a couple of things. Well, one thing. Last night I went in and I thought about it and looked at some pictures. I took a bunch of pictures of it yesterday. Looked online at some other stuff. Came up with a game plan. Let me let you guys take a look at it and hope you like it. See what you think. All right, so here we are taking a look at the nose of this thing. I just love it. I just love the looks of an old Jeep grill. There's big old headlights. Well, I should say big old headlight hole. Once again, I mentioned before that those, oh, there it is. Those headlight holes right there. I do have the buckets for those. They're out behind the shed, still into that one-piece tilt front end. Anyway, there it is. There's a front tire sticking out beyond the underneath edge of the grill. I think the stance is going to look really good. That is taking a look at the nose of it. Now, I'm going to move you around and show you some other things on it before I show you what I'm referring to as the small gap between the engine and the firewall. I had the measuring tape out there, here, because I'm in the garage out here. From the top of the windshield frame down to the ground is just under 5.5 feet. You guys have never really got a good look at the tub on this thing. Used to be a stick shift, of course, with the transmission or the transfer case shifter sticking up through the floor, so we are going to close that in. Now, yesterday, I had to cut that hole in the floor because we knew that that shock mount tower and stuff was going to stick up through the floor. In order for us to be able to get the body down flat onto the chassis, we were going to have to cut that hole. We knew that. One of the things I'm going to have to do is, now we've got the open fiberglass, and there's a 3/4 inch or 1 inch support board in there made out of wood. So we're going to have to see where it separates. So we're going to have to get some fiberglass cloth, some board, re-support that again, probably run it from here where it ends over to this spot where it ends, and seal that back up, and do the same thing on the front piece. And then what I'm going to do after I get those closed in is I'm going to build probably out of angle iron, build a little frame around there, so eventually we'll be able to put a box over that. I showed you guys in the earlier video that Justin had got me a Stroh's beer keg, 15.5 gallons. It says right on the top there. And I believe that that's probably where I'm going to mount that gas tank. And I think right there, I'm not gonna have to worry about cutting it down. I'm just gonna have to build, some sort of a bracket to hold it. Not sure if I want it like that or if I'm gonna want to lay it down. Not sure which look that I like better. Of course, it'll be, oops, sorry about that. It'll be up against the back of the body. Usually car salesmen are crooked, not the viewers on my one stall garage. We'll figure out the gas tank, and like I said, I'm gonna have to, when I take the body back off, finish the open hole. Now, I don't know, because I'm back in the garage. This is the back of it. Now, I measured this too, 35 inches tall from the top of the body down to the ground, just under 3 feet. If you're sitting back behind it at a red light, I don't know that you'll catch shocks sticking down or the ladder bars, but that's a good looking butt right there. Oh, it even says so. Nice ass. Shame about the face. Couldn't be more true. I'm gonna stand up here again. Okay, so standing back here, now that carburetor that's sitting on that motor, it's just sitting on there. That intake is actually a factory GM aluminum 2-barrel intake, kind of a rare deal. So I just got that carburetor just sitting on there just so I could look at it. I don't have any seats. I don't have the steering column yet, but it's going to be cool. I'm not sure what kind of seats I want to put in it. With the stock size tires, you can see that they stick out just a tiny little bit on the Jeep body. I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. No, I do have a set of big old fat aluminum slotted wheels with big old fat tires on them, and I'm definitely going to put those on there. Let's get to the nasty part. Before we really show you that nasty part, I ended up having to swap those motor mounts that I was initially trying yesterday. These are the S10 motor mounts, and I was thinking, man, how high that looked. But, you know, I guess the reason the engine looks like it's sitting so high is because there's no inner fenders that come up, no outer fenders sitting up above that. You know, you're not looking down in the engine compartment, it's just sticking up. Like I said, the grill's just clamped on with some vice grips. That all looks good. Okay, so this is the part that I really just don't like the look at all. I'm sure that you guys are not gonna like it either. We will take a look at that now. One last look at the way the body sits. Nice and low, love it. Love it. This is the part that I don't love. As you can see, the way the body fits, there is 21 inches between the firewall and up here to the back of the motor. That is just horrible. There's no way in the world that that would look cool at all. Not at all. I was disgusted when I seen how bad it actually looked yesterday. I knew I was going to get some. I didn't know how much really or how bad it was going to look. But I mean, there's the tail shaft right there. It's a horrible looking thing. Thought about it. I'm going to fab up my own motor mount. So I'm going to slide it back. I'm guessing about 18 inches. Bring the motor back. And I'll have to fab up some motor mounts. Then I can bring the grill back to about in here. I'm guessing maybe somewheres. Maybe even over about where the factory motor mounts are. Somewhere in there. Bring the motor mounts back to somewhere in this area. Of course, I'll have to angle up some. Now, I do want to bring the motor down some because the way the back of it's got that little notch for the shocks to get the back sitting down. The engine is quite a bit higher than the rear end. So gonna lower the engine down, slide it back, and that'll still give me about, I figured, about a 24-inch drive shaft. I do have the drive shaft there. That's out of my old Monza. It'll have to be shortened, but I'm gonna have that. That is gonna be, I said that the frame fabrication was done. Got some more work to do. Once we get that body off, again, I'm gonna close in those holes in the old heater hoses back when it was, four-wheel drive street running Jeep. Transfer case and transmission shifter hole. Gonna have to doctor this up. Probably cover up these old body mount holes because that's not where the body mounts are gonna be now. That'll probably be in, one video. But once the body comes back off, we're gonna have to slide that motor and transmission back, make motor mount, and then we'll grab that transmission cross member that's behind that. We'll get that fabbed in. Got the mounts sitting over there on the shelf. We'll get that done. So this is just about going to do it for Ratgasm Part 8, the visual. That's what we wanted. We wanted to find out what she's going to be looking like. And aside from that gap, man, I am really, really digging it. Want to see yourself? Look at my Jeep. My phone is shining back at this. What's shining back at that? There it is. I do have a couple of pictures going to throw in here. I don't know whether it's going to be before this piece or towards the end, but what that looks like when it was outside in the daylight. I just love the stand. And like I said, this thing is not up to my hip. It's 35 inches tall from this down. Now there's way lower vehicles. I'm not into that super slammed with the body sitting on the ground. That's not my look. That, I love it. Absolutely love it. When the exhaust comes out, it's going to come out and down probably right in through here, and it's just gonna dump out the side. I don't know if I would maybe like the idea of it coming here and burning yourself every time you get in or out. A lot of the old style Jeeps just had the side pipe kind of a deal set down there. This is not a side pipe kind of looking vehicle. So maybe just sit down low enough where you could see the tip of the muffler going, but it's gonna dump definitely right here. There's not really enough room. It's like an inch from the edge to the floor. So there's not enough room to put the muffler under there and then exit it through the body. That would be a cool look, but not enough room for that. So this is where I'm gonna leave this one. Man, it's been super exciting to get that on here. Actually seeing that wasn't exciting, but lets me know where we're looking, what we're gonna do. Man, I can't wait to keep making progress. I know the frame fabrication was kind of long and tedious. Working on that, my work schedule just doesn't allow me to get more done to it faster than I have been. I love it. I dig it. Hope you guys do too. Me and Ratgasm are gonna sign off for this one. Thanks for coming along in my journey. I am the West Man. You now have officially been introduced to Ratgasm. This is my one stall garage. And I'll see you guys on the next one. We'll call the next one Ratgasm Part 9. Why do you ask? Well, because I'm the West Man. Plus this one's number 8, so 9 just follows number 8. All right, see you soon. Don't forget, like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment. I'd love to hear what you guys think. Those of you who see it, me and Ratgasm, we'll see you soon.